one gives you, it's what no one takes from you, said by Ramsey Clark. That's what the experience I had during my internship. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests.
Good evening.
While pursuing my post-graduation Master of Social Work, I was supposed to do a one-year internship with a non-governmental organization as a part of my curriculum in the first year. I chose an NGO called SICREM, SICHREM, which stands for South Indian Cell for Human Rights Education and Monitoring. I got the information from admin department that Mr. R. Manohar, who is a program officer, was going to be my guide, and he will give one of the project he was handling currently. I assumed that the project is going to be on human rights, and I could complete the project within short duration and get into the SICREM's Hall of Fame. But I was wrong. Can you imagine the work assigned to me? He gave me 3 different newspapers. One, Times of India. Second, Deccan Herald. Third, Indian Express. Out of curiosity, I asked, do I have to meet any of the press persons of these newspapers? He smiled and said, read the newspaper. Raising my tone, I asked, for what? Beaming a smile, he said, read the newspaper and identify human rights violation. Within 10 minutes, I read all the newspaper and said, there's nothing so called as human rights violation. To be honest, in those 10 minutes, 6 minutes were spent reading the supplements. Mr. Manohar said, read once again, there should be some human rights violation indicated. I argued, saying, if you could show me at least one violation, I would continue to do the same activity of reading a newspaper for next 1 week. He smiled. He called me. Glancing at the paper, he said, look here. There is a case of child labor. Look at the 4th page. Here is a case of sexual harassment. Don't you think these are human rights violations? Yes, they are. In fact, I had read that news, but I couldn't categorize them under human rights violations. And the consequence? I had to read the newspaper for the next 1 week. SICREM exposed me to various forms of outrages which I'd never witnessed. Outrages in the form of sexual harassment, child labor, human rights violation, and genocide. I attended several seminars and workshops through SICREM. One such was National Campaign on Dalit Human Rights held in Delhi, where I met people from different sects who were victims of one or other forms of human rights violations. Interacting with them made me realize that there is a need for social service. At the same time, I was ending my internship where I needed to make a choice to choose my specialization. I had 2 options. One, social work with focusing on human rights, and the other, human resource focusing on employee welfare. The confusion of human rights and human resource prevailed in my mind. Like the saying goes, life is like a multiple choice question. Sometimes the choices that confuse you, not the question itself. Then I read an article on human rights with human resource management. It says, human resource is a key sector where the concerns of human rights meet the reality of the workplaces, whether public, private, or non-profit sector. So, I took a deviation from human rights to human resource profession. I emphasized on employee welfare because employee welfare is an essential part of social welfare. To provide better life and health to the workers is a basic right of employer. So I identified the need where the correction has to be done. And one among them was basic amenities given to the employees were not satisfactory. I gave a proposal to the management to provide canteen and room facilities for the employees. After a lot of justification, the manager approved. Employees, particularly the clerical level, profusely thanked the support rendered from the HR end. The word "thank you" created a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. Over a period of time, my focus took another deviation, and this time towards human relations. A study of human problems arising from interpersonal and organization relations. Why human relation? I met an employee who was a very talented operations manager but was lacking human relation skills. While he could easily able to plan and execute a project, he could not get a contribution from his teams, nor the ideas from the team members. He neither made an attempt to get to know his team, nor he was approachable. So here, I got an opportunity to work on his people skills, which helped him to excel in them. Human relation skills such as communication, handling conflicts can create a better relationship. So here I am, hiking the mountain of communication, not because the world can see me, but I can see the world. Over to you, Postmaster.